Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Steelers. We're expecting this one to be one of those good ones as we get set for this matchup between San Diego and Pittsburgh. Let's take you now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, who are getting set for the kickoff.
With a beautiful day in the forecast, we'll get ready for today's game. Hi everyone, Tom Hammond here, along with Chris Collinsworth. Pro Marty from the 3. Kicker looks ready to get this one started. Let's head down to the field for the opening kickoff. I'm sure they'd like to come away with some points as they take the field for the first time. Out of the I formation. And they get him right around the 34-yard line. And the halfback carries for a pickup of 3.
Not very often in a game does a defender get a clean shot like that on a running back. Typically, the running back didn't see it coming to take that kind of a shot.
There's a play fake. Makes the grab. He's dropped at about the 45-yard line. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
Setting up play action. And it's completed. He's brought down at the 40. He's not afraid of throwing into this secondary.
And this guy's just proof positive that you don't have to have one of those rocket arms to play in the National Football League. As long as you have good accuracy and good timing, you can make winning plays.
Tomlinson left side. He makes his way to about the 22. Just a phenomenal run.
Woo! Not often you see that kind of speed in the NFL. Get out there, get it up the field, and when he gets in the open field, look out.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hey, let's go.
Tomlinson on the handoff. Gets in for the touchdown.
You know, everybody thinks of LaDainian Tomlinson as being this finesse sort of runner, but you don't set the standard for touchdowns scored in a season by being a finesse kind of a runner. When he gets close to the goal line, he's going to stick it in. He is a very determined runner.
Up and good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick. It's fielded at the 2. He's hammered at the 29-yard line. And we'll see how their offense has prepared for this matchup as they come onto the field for the first time.
Blue 30! Blue 30! What you doing? Under.
Feeds it to the back. Dropped behind the line. Great read there. It looked like the defense knew the counter was coming.
And a lot of times in that situation, they read offensive linemen. And the minute you see those offensive linemen, sometimes even in their stance, sort of sitting back, you know the counter's coming, you can get penetration and make a play in the backfield just like that.
Under.
He drops back. He throws it. He's tackled right around the 42-yard line. Nice pass play.
And when the quarterback's throwing one that hard as a receiver, you almost feel like you need to put on a catcher's mask. That one looked dangerous coming down the pipe.
Blue 30. Under. Right. What's the hard count? It's all 3.
First down, looking to throw. They picked it off. Nice pick for the safety.
You could see the quarterback that time trying to look the safety off, but this safety is simply too smart. He was having none of it and jumped in front to make the interception.
Let's go, guys. Come on. 388. Come on. 388. Let's go.
Here's the halfback. And they get him around the 42-yard line. 10-yard gain that time. That'll bring up second down. One-man backfield. It's the tailback. Tackled at the 44-yard line. And he goes for a short gain.
I'm really impressed by this guy. He's shown the ability and the patience to run inside, he can run outside, and he keeps moving those chains.
The halfback with the carry. He's going to be tackled for a loss. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
He drops back to pass. He throws on the run. Brought down at the 48-yard line. And you won't see the coaching staff complaining about that.
Yeah, coaching staffs generally don't complain about too much when they have a quarterback that has the leadership qualities and the arm strength and the ability that this guy has.
Setting up play action. And it's knocked down. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
Cyphers can pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. Cyphers punts it, and he really got a leg into this one. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. It'll be interesting to see how this quarterback reacts after throwing an interception on his last drive. Roethlisberger lines up in the shotgun. 4 receivers wide this time.
Under.
He drops back to pass. Surveys the field. It's completed. And he's hammered at the 48-yard line. And this is the way that you're supposed to play pitch and catch.
And when you get a wide receiver with that kind of talent on the outside, he is a threat to take it all the way on any play.
From their own 48-yard line. Roethlisberger is in the gun. 3 wide formation.
Blue 30. Stay inside. Blue 30. Roger.
Looking to throw. Scans the field. The pass rush got it. Everything seemed to work exactly how they drew it up on that one.
I don't think there's any play in football that's prettier than a perfectly executed blitz. If you time out the snap count, if you disguise it, if you don't tip it to the quarterback, you end up with results like that. Big sacks, big plays.
Under.
He drops back to pass. Defense closing in. Defender gets his hand on it. Holmes was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. They line up at the 41. Pittsburgh lines up with trips bunched on the right side.
Blue 30. We stop the run first. Hey, let's go, baby.
Back to throw. Gets rid of the ball. Batted away. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up 4th down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on 3rd down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Gets it away cleanly. Sproles fields it at the 24. He's dropped around the 32-yard line. Not a bad return there.
That was really a good effort. There wasn't a ton of room for him to run, but he was able to get up the field, get a few yards. You never get upset with a punt return guy like that. It wasn't spectacular, but he got the job done.
1st down, looking to throw. He's there for the catch. He just couldn't make anything happen after bringing that one in.
And that play's really all about the closing speed on defense. They'll let you have the completion, but then they close quickly and make the play.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Counter play. He's tackled at the 38.
We need some intensity.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
The defense can't keep giving up yards on penalties like this.
Yeah, it's hard enough in the game today with the rule changes to help the offense to stop an offense anyway, but you can't give away yards.
Gives to the back. He's dropped for a loss. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Hands it to the back. What a brutal hit. That run picked up a yard, maybe less, and so it'll be third down. There are 3 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Rivers drops to throw. Goes through his reads. There for the catch. He's brought down around the 23-yard line. And the wideout gets a chance to show what he can do.
With show being the operative word there, it has been a show watching this guy from the beginning of his career.
They line up at the 23. Offset I formation in the backfield. This one appeared to be on the offense.
False start, offense.
He needs to pay a little better attention to what he's doing out there.
I think those are
First down.
just embarrassing. You go back to the huddle and you hang your head and you give it, sorry. Sometimes those linemen look like little kids when they come back after penalties.
He's looking to throw. Short throw to the right. Brought down around the 16-yard line. Nice little pickup on that pass pattern.
And I really shouldn't feel this way, but I get a little nervous every time this guy goes up to make a catch, because he's had a little bit of a history of dropping some balls, but today doing a nice job hanging on and a big play there.
Another run. He's dropped at the 15. That's a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up third down. It's third down and a yard for the first. Ball on the 15-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield. There's a play fake. Rivers will be dropped in the backfield, and they couldn't have asked for better timing on the sack.
This defensive line is just so impressive. They keep manhandling this offensive line, pushing them back into the quarterback. As a quarterback now, you have no choice. You have to do some quicker plays, get that ball out of there.
Set down. The kick is up. He's got it. He makes that one pretty easily and puts it through for 3 points. And here's the kick. From the 5-yard line. Brought down at the 25. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. Roethlisberger lines up under center. 2 tight ends in the formation.
Black 20. That play 3, man.
They give it to the tailback. And he just got hammered. Parker comes away with 2 yards on the carry.
Ouch. You take too many shots like that as a running back, you start peeking around a little bit before you get that football.
Blue 30. Blue 30. Hey, watch the sideline. Silent, close left.
Parker gets the call again. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
The Steelers line up with 3 receivers, the quarterback in the shotgun.
Black 20. Black 20. Under.
Drops back. Looking for a receiver. Intercepted. To the 20. And he's decleated at the 15. And the defense gets their second of the game.
And Tom, he had that one all the way. You could see it. He was reading the quarterback's eyes and jumped it. Nice play.
They line up at the 15. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Game, 22 press. Game. Let's go.
Nice play fake. Struggles to find his target with that one. That pass was simply uncatchable.
I know you want to be cautious in the red zone, but that was a little too cautious. You have to give your receiver a chance.
Looks to pass. He needs to get the pass off. Cuts back and he's dropped. Pass completed for a gain of 9. That'll make it 3rd down. Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert. Little handoff. He's brought down at the 5. They had a tough time stopping them on short yardage.
Yeah, they stacked the line of scrimmage pretty well on that one, but just not able to stop them short of the first down markers.
The defense has him surrounded. And it's caught. Touchdown. How did he get open for such a big gain?
Well, it just goes to show that you don't have to be the fastest guy on the football field to get open. That time, some physical play, getting off the line of scrimmage, a good quick cut, and he gets it in for the touchdown.
Up and good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. He gets his leg into this one. He's still going. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 30. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. The Steelers come out with 4 wide receivers, the quarterback in the shotgun.
Under.
He drops back, scans the field. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target.
Black 20. Let's go.
Drops back. All kinds of pressure. Merriman catches it. Interception. Tackled at about the 29-yard line. Great catch by the linebacker. Not a smart throw from the quarterback.
You know, it's hard to believe that you can lose a guy that big, but sometimes those linebackers dropping underneath in coverage, quarterbacks just don't see him, and he threw it right to him.
He fakes it. There for the reception. He's dropped at the 28-yard line. Hester gains a couple with a short completion. Second and 8 coming up here. Looks like 3 wideouts this time.
Get him down.
Blue 45.
Stop him right now. Raider. Hey, you get ready to play some D, baby.
Sproles gets the carry left side, and he will lose yardage on the play. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
He drops back. On the run, he throws it. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. They complete the pass on 3rd and long, but they'll end up short of the marker.
You can see the confidence level of this defense. They know they can make open field tackles, and that's probably one of the great lost arts in the game. The ability to make the tackle in the open field and stop them short of the first down. Good play defensively there.
And he put that one through nicely.
It's a pretty rare kicker that can kick a ball that far with that kind of accuracy. That was just a cannon shot.
Kicks it off. He'll return it from the 3. At the 30. He's hammered at the 32-yard line. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. The Steelers line up with an offset eye backfield.
Under. Blue 30. Under. Blue 30.
There's a play fake. He threw off his back foot, and it's picked. He's brought down at the 28-yard line. Well, he looked like he was in the right place at the right time.
Unless you're the quarterback, then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The Chargers come out with the offset eye. Rivers drops to throw. Short pass to his left. And they get him around the 15-yard line. He's hitting his marks today, and that last pass gives him 100 yards through the air.
When I spoke to him before the game, he said he had a bit of a virus during the week. Fortunately for his team, it doesn't look like it. Maybe the rest of them need to catch a little case of the flu.
Rivers hands it left. Brought down around the 11-yard line. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards. The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Blue 45. Blue 45.
Let's go. Over right.
Hit hard at the 9. Tomlinson picks up 2 yards with the carry. So it's 3rd down now. The offense will need about 4 yards to pick up the first.
Back up. Hey, look, the spread.
Friday, 388. 388.
King's right.
He fakes it. Passes middle. Brings it in. And San Diego will score. How about the receiving ability of the back here?
Tremendous play by the halfback on this one. This guy really understands what he's doing in the passing game. It's one thing to have the physical skills, but you can see he understands how to read defenses.
Extra point is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. The kick is away. It's fielded at the 2. Hit and dropped at the 21. The quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. The Steelers set up in the gun.
Black 20. Black 20.
Hey, I'm wide. Like the run. Stay outside him.
The halfback with the carry. He's hammered in the backfield. Nice job by the defensive end to get in there and get the tackle for the loss.
So many times it's up to that backside blocker to get his guy on the ground, and it sounds ugly, but typically those guys are chopping at their knees and trying to knock them off their feet, so there's some cutback lanes.
Throws while on the run. And the pass is knocked away. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
3 wide receivers on the field. The quarterback in the shotgun.
Black 20. Black 20.
Hey, I ain't with you. I ain't go to the other side. You got close line.
Roethlisberger looking to throw. Brings this one in. And that one was completed for a solid gain.
Solid gain, yes, but no first down on that play. So now it's going to bring up a decision on the part of the offense. Defensively, I think they executed that one exactly the way they wanted to.
Flag on the play. It'll go out at the 45-yard line.
We got to do something other than make a punt.
Holding defense. The penalty is declined.
Still a lot of time left, but at the end of one, our score, the Chargers 27, the Steelers nothing. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 45. San Diego lines up with 3 receivers.
Hold on. Grace line. Stay right. Now. Close line.
Throws on the run. He dropped it. And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
Luke 45. Luke 45.
I knew. Quick games, 44 screw.
Sproles gets the carry left side. He fights forward to about the 43. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry. They'll need 8 here. San Diego lines up in the offset eye this time.
Green 88. We got to play. Green 88. Come on, dog. Let's go.
Left 21. Let's go right.
He's looking to throw. He throws it, and he caught it. He's brought down at the 33-yard line. Good job to avoid the rush and get the pass off.
When you're trying to blitz the quarterback, you better have some talented corners on the outside, because as a wideout, just give me 3 or 4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
He throws right. Is there for the catch. Knocked out of bounds at the 31. It's completed, but the defense appeared to be waiting for it. Not much there at all.
That's part speed and part anticipation by this defensive unit. They're always in great position, and you'll rarely see them get burned on passes like that.
Here we go, baby.
All that blitz.
And they get him at the 25. Pickup of about 5, and that makes it 3rd down. 3rd down now, they'll need a couple of yards to convert for a first down. 2 tight ends this time as they come out in a big set.
48.
He throws on the run. He's tackled at the 15. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
Let's go. Come on.
Tennessee.
Throws it short. Catch is made. Tackled at the 15. That play-action pass didn't fool anybody. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 15. Out of the I formation.
Let's go, baby. Get the ball.
Rivers sends a man in motion.
48.
Hey, defense, get low.
Yeah.
Brought down at the 14. 2-yard gain. And so it'll be 3rd down.
Gain of 2.
The Chargers line up with an offset I backfield.
Luke 45. Luke 45.
Back to throw. The pocket is collapsing. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 11. The defense was right there to bring him down just about as soon as he made the catch on that one.
Clever play that time defensively. It looked like he was going to be open quickly for the catch and the first down. They closed in, made the tackle, and that brings up 4th down.
And it's good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick is away. Moore from the 4. Still on his feet. He's hammered at the 31. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Come on, D.
They'll give it off here. They tackle him for a loss, and they were not able to get much there.
And so many times you hear offensive coordinators criticized because they don't try to run the football enough. Well, when you get stuffed in the backfield like that, you understand why they would rather call the pass play.
New call.
Little handoff. He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Parker comes away with 2 yards on the carry.
That was a big shot right there. You talk about getting your bell rung. That was the Liberty Bell ringing that time.
Blue 30.
Roethlisberger looking to pass. Comes down with it. He's dropped at about the 41.
Ben Roethlisberger just looks like an NFL quarterback, doesn't he? He's tall, he's well-built, he's athletic, he buys time with his feet. And it's probably what most people don't talk about with Roethlisberger, his ability to make that first pass rusher miss and still get off the big plays. He is a tremendous talent.
They line up at the 43.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
Parker lines up as the lone back. 3 receivers split out wide.
Under. Don't lose the fight. Overload. Come on, D.
Parker left side. He's brought down at the 43-yard line. And the halfback goes nowhere on the counter. They'll line it up again on 3rd down. The defense lines up with 5 defensive backs.
Black 20. Black 20.
There you go, G.
Looks to pass. Throws out right. No connection there. The ball soars past the intended receiver, who really had no chance to catch that.
Well, it's always great to have a big arm, but you have to be able to control it on occasion. He wants to consistently throw that ball hard, and that's just not always the right pass.
Gets the punt away. Fielded at the 19. He's tackled around the 33-yard line. And they take the field again, looking to capitalize on their previous drive, which resulted in a field goal. Rivers lines up under center. They'll come out in the single back formation. The halfback with the carry. He gets out to about the 35-yard line. Tomlinson gains around 2 yards there on the misdirection run.
The defense did a nice job there jamming the running back, bringing the outside linebacker on a blitz. Sometimes those outside backers a little more athletic and can really help stop the run.
And straight ahead we go with the fullback. Tackled at the 36-yard line. Got maybe a couple of feet. That'll bring up 3rd down. Rivers is in the gun. 3 wide receivers this time.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Turbo.
Looking for a receiver. Pass is complete. Brought down at the 44-yard line. They pick up several yards there on the pass.
And that fake really was the difference. Not only did the quarterback sell it, the running back sold it, the offensive line did, and the receiver was open for a nice play.
Come on, lock them down. We stop the run first.
Play fake. What a hit. I don't think he even saw that guy. That was a great time to dial up the safety blitz.
Safety blitzes are so tough to account for in the NFL. Plus, you have guys that weigh about 210 pounds, typically very athletic, great quick pass rushing moves. We're seeing more and more sacks come from the safety position.
Rivers drops to throw. He needs to get rid of it. He makes another catch. He's dropped at about the 45-yard line. Nice grab on the play, his second catch of the drive.
Yeah, and I'm going to expect to see a lot more passes to this guy. He's a good receiver. He's talented. He can make the catch and get upfield. But more importantly right now, this defense is creating some opportunities for him to catch the ball.
Steps up in the pocket. He's brought down at the 43-yard line. That short little dump off is enough to move the chain.
And that's probably the biggest difference I've seen in the NFL. It used to be some of those third and short situations were more of rundowns. Now in the NFL, almost exclusively passing downs.
The halfback with the carry. And they get him around the 41-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
San Diego goes with the ace set here.
Stay inside right here. Blue 45. Blue 45. Yeah, we see that screen. Watch the ball.
Here's the give. Gains his way to the 23-yard line.
I really don't know what else to say about LaDainian Tomlinson. This guy is obviously one of the best football players in the game today, one of the best in the history of the game because of his ability to make moves in small areas. When you watch him run, especially watching from behind, his ability to make people miss in the hole is simply phenomenal. There's only been a handful of guys like him in the history of the league.
And they'll line this one up with two tight ends.
Get your hands up. Get your hands up front. Go, baby. Queen.
Back to pass. He's sacked. Rivers couldn't get rid of that one in time, and the pressure got to him. Only one man back.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Go get it, baby.
Rivers has completed every pass on this drive. Andy has been his go-to guy on the drive. He's having a first half to remember out there, Chris.
And this defense is having a first half to forget. As a matter of fact, I think they had forgotten everything that this coaching staff taught them coming into this game.
And the point after is good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Kicks it off. Moore from the 7. Hit and dropped at the 30. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. They'll start at the 30. The Steelers go with the I formation.
Blue 30. Blue 30. Hey, safe. Kings left.
Play fake. It's intercepted. Down the sideline. He's tackled around the 21-yard line. What a big-time play. I can't believe he hung on to it.
Well, we're going to have to quit using that old cliche about cornerbacks and defensive backs not being able to catch the football. That was some play that time.
Let's get off. Close right. Zebra. Come on.
Feeds it to the back. Makes a cut. And he will be hit and dropped. Tomlinson picks up 2 yards with the carry. Single set backfield.
What that screen on here? This dude right tight. Blue 45. Here, screen. This is all we got. Left.
Throws to his right. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. The defense was looking run, and they threw it for a big gain.
Well, when you have a talented running back like this, you always have to account for him. That time, a nice play-action pass, open it up down the field.
56. Let's go left.
He fakes it. Short throw to the right. He's dropped at the 1. Not much of a gain on that play-action pass. They line up a few feet from the goal line. San Diego comes out with 2 tight ends. It looks like they're going to blitz.
Turbo, Simba, peel one finger. Hey, don't get that ball out.
Goes for the end zone. And the defender intercepts it. And just a great interception by the cornerback.
Might want to start thinking about trying to pick on that guy. We've seen all day he has simply been quicker to the spot than the wide receivers coming into his area.
Short throw to the left. And they get him around the 28-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
He's under a heavy rush. He's tackled at the 38. He made the right read on that pass.
Nice play that time by the quarterback. You know, we talk about progressions and going from one receiver to the next, but this quarterback is doing a great job in the pre-snap read, knowing who the first guy will be and getting him the football.
Roethlisberger back to pass, looking for an open man. Completed. Knocked out at the 47-yard line. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
The defender gets him to the ground. I don't think the offense expected the safety to come up on the ball like that.
Well, you know the safeties are going to attack the line of scrimmage against the run, but you just don't expect them to get there so soon that they're going to make the tackle in the backfield.
The Chargers bring in the nickel package.
Black 20. Black 20. Let's stop it right now. Watch the out. Come on, man. Cut. You got close left. Cut.
Roethlisberger has completed every pass on this drive. Oh, you gotta catch that. The intended receiver just got laid out.
Boy, that was a big hit. I'm not surprised at all he couldn't hold on to that one.
The defense comes out in the dime package.
Luther, under. Rigo. Dre's live.
Looks to pass. On the run, he throws it. He's pushed out right around the 40-yard line. A solid gain on that pass play, but it'll still be short of the first down.
And there's really nothing a defense likes better than those third and long situations where they can play passively. They don't have to worry about giving up the big play. Just come up and make the tackle. Good hit that time. Good solid tackle.
Punts it, and he got a good one here. Into the end zone for a touchback. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense.
Close right, Lucy. Watch the fake. Clean 88. Baby. Clean 88. Let's go. Right. Hit him in the mouth.
They hand it off. He's dropped at the 24-yard line. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. Second down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Let's go. Good yang. We're talking about bring it. Come on. Hey, let's go. Yo.
Rivers drops back. Looks down the field. He's going for it all. Deflected and broken up. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Luke 45. Regular. Here we go. Hey, nasty.
Rivers will look to throw. Throws while on the run, and they get him at the 30. 2 minutes left in the half.
Man, let me tell you something, homeboy.
It's fourth down. The Chargers are lining up to punt this one away. Cyphers is the punter. They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Holmes fields it at the 26. They were forced to punt on their last drive. They'll take over at the 31. First down now and 10 to go.
Black 20. Black 20.
Over tough, too straight. Move up.
Under.
Drops back. And the defense has a heavy rush. Tackled at the 49-yard line. They go to their hurry-up offense. The Steelers come out in a single back formation. The Steelers changing their play at the line. Drops back to pass. Short throw. He's tackled around the 37-yard line. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
Defense closing in, and they get him at the 33. They hurry to the line. One-man backfield. Pittsburgh calls a timeout, and that was their first timeout. It's 2nd and 6 coming up. Just a minute to go in the first half of play. Roethlisberger is looking to stay perfect on this drive. With the catch. Brought down at the 29-yard line. Parker gains about 4 yards there. That'll make it 3rd down. Roethlisberger back to pass. He's been perfect on this drive. He's brought down around the 23-yard line. That pass is good for a 1st down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
Blue 30.
He looks to throw on 1st down. Had his hands on it and dropped it. He just got in there and knocked the ball loose.
Yeah, he'll be lucky if the ball is all he knocked loose with that hit. He may have lost a few teeth as well.
Roethlisberger is back in the gun.
To a destination of your choice. Black 20.
He drops back. Scans the field. And they get to him. And that was a huge rush he was facing.
I'm not sure there was much he could do there. I'm not even sure he saw those guys coming. I tell you what, though, if they don't start doing a better job protecting up front, it's going to be a long day for this quarterback.
He drops back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He makes another reception on the drive. And that one will end up just a little bit short, Chris, but still a pretty nice pass.
Nice pass, but it's still 4th down. But if I know this offensive coordinator and this head coach, I'm thinking they may go for it here. They've had a big successful play. Why not take advantage of it with this one?
He kicks it off. Sproles takes it at the 4. Big hit there to bring him down. They'll go to work at the 26-yard line. 2 tight ends here.
Hey, watch the screen.
Watch your ball, watch your ball.
Right, left.
Left 21.
There's a play fake. Pass completed. He's dropped at the 36-yard line. So far, not much of a game as we head to the locker rooms. Our score is the Chargers 37, the Steelers 3. The kick is away. From the 5-yard line. They get him at the 29-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Hands it to the back. Fumble. He picks it up. It really seems like nothing has gone their way.
Well, I guess maybe they're just going to try to get it all out of their system today because nothing has been going right.
3 wide receiver set.
48.
Gates moves in motion. Passes it to the middle. Tackled right around the 14-yard line. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Crack, team, crack. Hey, man, let's go. Chain. Hut. New call.
And they get him at the 12. They get 3 yards on the play. That brings up 2nd down. On the 11 now. The Chargers line up with an offset eye backfield. Gates goes in motion to the right. They get to it. Good job there by the end to get in there for the sack.
Man, I'm really impressed by that guy out there. You know, you try to single block him, you can't. You try and double team him, you still can't block him. There are some guys in the league that are just too good.
Fires it out. He gets knocked out of bounds around the 8-yard line. The 3rd down pass got them good yardage, but not quite enough to convert.
Yeah, that was a tough 3rd down situation. They got the good completion, a good gain on the play, but probably asking too much out of the receiver to try and break that many tackles to pick up that 1st down.
He's got it. Good kick that time as he puts it right through. The kick is away. He'll take it from the 2. Brought down at the 28-yard line. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Set. Blue 30. Blue 30.
That's a hard count. It's on 3.
Solid. Close left.
Run left side. Brought down behind the line. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Set. Black 20. Black 20. Here we go. Cut. You playing, fellas. New call.
Gotcha.
He's looking to throw. Looks for a man open. And he catches it. He's tackled around the 28-yard line. Swede gains about 4 yards there. San Diego lines up in a dime defense here. Looks down the field. Makes the reception. And they get him at the 41-yard line. Hard to cover, pure speed.
And the worst part was you could see the defender thought he had him covered at one time, but there's just no match for that kind of speed.
Black 20. Black 20. Under. Watch the back. Whoever got the back. Reload.
Give to the tailback. Tackled right around the 40-yard line. And the halfback has nowhere to go. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 41-yard line.
Watch the reverse. Let's go now. Let's go.
Hey, Blue 30. Blue 30.
Screen, dog. Screen.
Roethlisberger drops to throw. Makes the throw out to his right. He's tackled at about the 33-yard line. Short pattern results in a completion for the offense.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain by any means, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
So they're unsuccessful in the attempt to the outside.
Maybe they ought to try and run the other way next time, because defensively, a lot of speed on that side, and they certainly had that one bottled up.
He gets it away. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The offense takes the field, hoping to come away with more than just a field goal on this drive. San Diego lines up in a double tight set. Here's the give. And he's drilled at the 22-yard line. He gains a couple of yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 22-yard line. They'll go from the shotgun.
Green 88. Green 88. Down.
Right.
Hey, right, I under.
Let's go, baby. Get the ball.
Back to pass. Surveys the field. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Regular.
48. Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
Hey, don't get that ball out. Let's go, D.
Straight ahead with a fullback. Brought down at the 27. They didn't have the ball long there.
And 3 and outs are embarrassing for an offense. When you go out there and run 3 plays and have to go jogging back to your sideline, those defensive guys, they aren't too happy.
It's away, and it's a booming punt. Makes the fair catch. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. They'll get the ball here at the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
Pittsburgh comes out with an I formation.
Hey, never quit, fellas.
Set. Hey, what? 230. Under.
And they motion a guy to the right.
Let's get off.
Back to pass. Gets it off. Wilhelm intercepts it. Inside the 30. Tackled around the 29-yard line. Certainly not the best pass we've seen him throw today, Chris. And the defender was right there to pick it off.
And sometimes pressure is cumulative. Over the course of a day, over the course of a season, that pressure starts to get there, you rush a throw, and you turn it over.
False start, offense.
And he definitely moved on that one.
And it's so embarrassing to jump off sides for an offensive player because you know the snap count. But I swear there's so many things going through your mind, especially if the guy across from you is beating you in the head all day. Sometimes you just forget.
They'll throw on first down. Foot gets the interception. And that's the second interception of the game by this defense.
You know, it's a little bit just the nature of the game that if you're going to try and throw the ball down the field and fit a few things in there, you're going to throw some interceptions. He took a chance there and got caught.
Black 20.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
He drops back to pass. The pass rush gets there, and he's down. And that was a nice play to get in there for the sack.
The key to playing defense is getting good penetration. If you can make that quarterback move around sometimes, even if you don't get to him like they did on that play, you can still disrupt an offense.
Makes the catch. They hook up for a pretty good gain on that one. Nice pass.
Yeah, good pass and good confidence by the quarterback there. He saw the opening. He knew there was a spot that he could get that in there, but you could see he had the confidence to let this receiver make a play, and that's really what pro football is all about.
Come on. Loco White.
Looking for a receiver. It's incomplete. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
Gets it away cleanly. He'll take it from the 18. What a shot! Decent return there. He'll give his offense pretty good field position.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Here we go.
Rivers with the give. He's dropped at the 25, and he got it. That last rush put him over the 100-yard mark.
They haven't been easy yards to pick up, but in a hard-fought game at the end of the day, especially in the second half, you start seeing running plays working a little bit better than maybe what they did in the first half when that defense was fresh and really flying around out there.
Move up. Hey, what's the flag? Big play, D.
It's the tailback. He's going to be tackled for a loss. They lose a couple there, and that makes it third down. They're facing 3rd and 11 now. Ball on their own 23. San Diego is going with the offset I backfield. Drops back. Short pass. Brought down around the 31-yard line. Well, the pass was completed. They'll still be short of the marker.
You know, I just don't like that stuff, Tom. I call that chicken offense. You know, you go out there and you act like you're afraid. You're afraid to throw an interception. You're afraid to go for it down the field. You just settle and you bring the punter out. I don't like that.
It's away, and it's a booming punt. Holmes fields it at the 26. Tackled at the 40. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. First down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 40. Out of the I formation.
Come on. Here we go. Blue 30. Blue 30. Under.
Back to pass. He throws right. And they get him at the 44-yard line. And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
And it's caught. Defense pushes him out of bounds around the 25-yard line. The Steelers come out in the shotgun. There are 3 receivers wide.
Blue 30. Roger. Wake up, guys.
Parker gets the carry. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. An 8-yard gain, and that will bring up second down. Roethlisberger is under center. They'll line up in the I formation.
Black 20.
Brought down around the 15-yard line. They get 2 yards.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
Pittsburgh comes to the line with 3 wide.
Blue 30. Blue 30. Here we go. Let's be harder than they are. Empty.
Dumps it out right. And the defender intercepts it. Why did he even make that pass?
Yeah, Tom, I think he got baited into that throw. He thought the defensive back was going elsewhere. He did a little fake, came back in, made the pick, just a real heads-up play.
Feeds it to the back. Tackled around the 28-yard line. That's 100 well-earned yards for the running back.
Well earned is right, because he's had to fight for most of these yards out here today. No gain was easy. This is going to be one of those hot tub nights tonight. He's going to be a little sore.
Blue 45. Watch the run. Scatter.
Drops back to pass. Gets the throw away. And they get him at the 38. Nice pass play.
It really was in the 80s that we first started seeing offenses throwing the ball to the fullback. You know, for so many years, those guys were just big blockers.
Close well. Touch. Green 88. Tiger. Go.
Rivers hands off. He's tackled at the 41-yard line. The back gets 3 on the carry.
Man, oh man, that's what those defensive guys live for right there. A shot like that, and then they always get up and have a little something to say to you as you're going back to the huddle.
Lock them down. Yeah, we see that screen. Overwatch, red man. 374 back.
Tomlinson again. Tackled at the 42. That looks like a 1-yard gain, and so it'll be third down. The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Tango off the top. Hey, let's go.
Drops back. Rockets it out. He's dropped at the 38. A decent gain on the pass.
And that's good quarterback play. He recognized the blitz. He understood what was happening with the coverage behind it and found the open man.
We stopped the run first. Hey, 4 calls. Touch. Blue 45. Blue 45. I'm trying to get you over there, baby. Chain. Touch. I near. Touch.
On the ground with a tailback. He is hit hard on the play.
LaDainian Tomlinson is just a star. There's just no other way to put it. This guy, when he gets in the open field, is like an Olympic sprint champion, but what most people miss is his ability in little tight areas to make multiple people miss and not lose any speed. I haven't seen many people like him that can be so quick in a tight area and re-accelerate so fast.
Green 88. Go, baby. Come on. Green 88. There's your lane. Go, baby. Come on, G.
He gets another carry. And they get him at about the 9-yard line. Tomlinson comes away with 5 yards on the carry. Rivers is in the shotgun. He has 4 receivers split out wide.
48. 48. Regular.
Drops back to pass. He'll try the end zone. It's broken up. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Get it, baby. Blue 45. Black 99 Philly. Bang. Let's hit him in the mouth.
Goes through his read. Makes the grab. He's brought down at the 3. Great job to haul in that first down pass.
This team is just so good at executing those short, quick passes and picking up first downs and keeping drives alive.
Right. Close right. Let's go. New call.
They'll give it off here. Brought down just outside the goal line. That's a 2-yard gain. That brings up second down. Second and goal situation now. Ball on the 2. They put everyone up on the line.
Hey, inside.
48. Regular.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Come on now. I'm the center.
Short throw to the right. And he's out at about the 3-yard line. Looks to be a loss of about 2 on the play. That'll make it third down.
Make a play. Green 88. Come on.
It appears to be short. Got a couple, but will still be short of the mark.
Great play by the defense. You always hear coaches talking about whoever gets lower. Get your pad level lower than the offensive lineman. That time this defensive line did exactly that.
The kick is up, and it's good. He put that one right through the upright. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. And here's the kick. From his own goal line. Brought down at the 22. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Pittsburgh lines up in the offset I this time.
Watch the out. Here we go. Black 20. Jam free.
Parker left side. And they get him at the 29-yard line. Pickup of about 7. That'll bring up second down. Second down now, 3 yards to go. Ball on the 29-yard line.
Hey, watch the screen.
Screen here, Quan. Screen.
Here you go.
Under. Count.
Blue 30. Other side.
He drops back. The pocket is collapsing. Brought down at the 46-yard line.
Ben Roethlisberger is really remarkable for not only his ability to avoid pass rushers, but he seems to be able to throw from just about any body position. A lot of guys, when they're throwing across their body or having to make a turn or a weird move, they're not nearly as accurate, but Roethlisberger is just a tremendous athlete.
Hate to say it, but this one looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense.
It looked like he got a handful of jersey on that one.
Well, you hold with your hands, but more often than not, holding is created by not moving your feet. There, clearly, he didn't get his feet in position, so he had no choice but to hold.
Blue 30. Get your hands up front. Hey, come on. Crack, G, crack. Watch draw.
Drops back on first down. And the defense has a heavy rush. Cooper gets his hand on it. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
Black 20.
Come on, D.
Black 20.
Come on. Go. Overload.
He drops back to pass. He throws a bullet out to his left. He's tackled at the 46-yard line. He's there for the catch once again. That's number 2 on this offensive possession.
Yeah, you hear all the time about quarterbacks getting into a rhythm, but sometimes a quarterback and a receiver can get into a rhythm where the quarterback begins to look to one guy a little bit more because he feels more comfortable, and I think that's beginning to happen now.
And we might start to see some backups come in as they have this one well in hand. Our score, the Chargers 43, the Steelers 3.
Black 20. Black 20.
That's all we got. Left. Stay inside.
Back to pass. Looking for an open man. And it's completed. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
And that was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
Here we go. Blue 30. Blue 30. Hey, watch the screen. Let's get off.
Drops back on first down. It's completed. Brought down at the 29-yard line. Pretty good gain right there.
You have so many people on this offense that you have to account for. The tight ends, the wide receivers, the running backs, even the quarterbacks. And now they're throwing to the fullback. That's almost not fair.
Setting up play action. They get to the QB, and that will be number 4 for the game.
Really impressive performance so far by this defense, and I thought coming in they had a good chance to get pressure. I'm not sure I even anticipated this kind of pressure, though.
Yeah. 56.
Roethlisberger back to pass. He's running out of time. Tackled around the 34-yard line, and that screenplay goes nowhere. The offense facing another third down here as they line up. There are 3 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun.
Black 20.
Roethlisberger dropping back. Rifles it left. He's dropped at the 23-yard line. Nice pass, but not enough for the first. That'll bring up 4th down.
Pretty nice play that time. They picked up some good yardage, but they lost the battle on 1st and 2nd down and left themselves in 3rd and long. Just too much to overcome.
Short throw to the left. And he's out at about the 17-yard line. They stopped them on the first 3 plays, but they just couldn't contain the pass on 4th down.
And this is an aggressive play caller for this offense. He just doesn't seem to care if it's 1st down or 4th down. He's attacking.
He's there for the catch. They'll get in for the touchdown. Just a great pass and catch on that one, Chris, as they connect for the touchdown.
And I just love watching these 2 guys work together. This is a special combination, and it pays off again.
Here's the point after. And the point after is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Gets a good kick here. Sproles fields it at the goal line. Dropped at the 29-yard line. The offense was only able to muster a field goal on their last drive. We'll see what they do with this possession.
Swim.
San Diego lines up in the offset eye this time.
48. Hey. Let's turn the ball over. Touch.
Games, 22 press. Games.
We go. Stay up.
Rivers will hand it off. He's tackled at the 32-yard line. The halfback runs for 4 yards.
Let's go left.
Single set backfield.
Zebra. Luke 45. Luke 45. There we go. Hey, what?
Rivers sends a man in motion.
Come on. Let's get some energy. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Leaping catch. And they get him at the 45. They get a nice pickup there.
Yeah, but he better be careful with those throws. That was pretty tight coverage. They got away with it that time, but I don't know in the future.
Rivers calls for motion left. First down, looking to throw. There for the catch. He's dropped at the 49-yard line. He went to the short man, but the defense was right there to make the play.
Yeah, and this is one of those plays that's a lot like a long, extended handoff. He gets it out to the receiver and just lets him work on the outside. That time, though, unable to pick up much yardage.
He's under pressure. Throws it. Drops the sure pick. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Turbo, Simba, peel one single. Clock. 88. Tennessee. Let's get off this field now. Regular.
On play action, throws it out. Brought down at the 39-yard line. Another completed pass puts him over the 300-yard mark.
And you know, this guy just loves to play football. I really like talking to him before the game. You can hear the passion in his voice. And when you have a leader that has that kind of passion and that kind of emotion, it's just so much easier to play the game.
Tomlinson gets the ball left side. He's brought down at the 37. A couple of yards there.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
Reload.
Fullback straight ahead. He's dropped at the 32-yard line. The fullback gains around 4 yards there. Third down, 3 to go. Ball on the 32-yard line. Rivers is lined up under center. Single backfield this time.
45. Left smash swing.
And they're coming after him. There for the reception. Brought down at the 26-yard line. Nice job getting that pass out of there, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, smart play call that time by the offense. He could tell by the pre-snap read that short throw was going to be there, and he took advantage.
Try to get you over there, baby.
Drops back on first down. Tackled at the 11. A nice completion to the tight end.
Always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies. You know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
Tiger. Let's go, D.
He's brought down at about the 9-yard line. The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. They're 10 yards away. 3, no, make that 4 wide receiver formation.
Friday.
Rivers dropping back, throws it short, throws into coverage, and it's intercepted. He took a shot at the 17. If I was this quarterback, I might start to throw away from this defender.
You better be careful throwing it in the zone of this guy. He is on it, and he is quick. He's on his game today.
Fakes to the back, passes to his left. Out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Nice job of shutting down the first down pass.
Yeah, it looked like that time the defense knew exactly what was coming. They were right there from the outset to make that play.
He drops back with the throw. And we have a flag on the play. Looked like someone got caught holding. Here's the official call.
Holding. Offense. Repeat second down.
It's second and long. The quarterback is in the gun, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers in the formation. Looks to pass. Scans the field. Hart gets his hand on it. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Black 20. We up. Under.
Back to throw. Looks down the field. Brings it in. Brought down at about the 23-yard line. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up fourth. Sepulveda awaits the snap. Punts it. Sproles takes it at the 36. He really didn't have any room to work on that punt return.
Yeah, that certainly wasn't one of his best efforts there. Maybe if he would have gotten a little more help from his blockers, he could have broken one out of there. You know, sometimes it just takes one good block to create a seam to get one up the field.
Right, reload. Hey, no. Watch the run now, watch the run. Watch the reverse.
He's under a heavy rush. Tackled at the 46-yard line. Pretty risky throw that time, but it worked, so you won't see many complaints.
Probably the most dangerous throw in football right there. Anytime you see the quarterback throwing across his body like that, back into coverage, when it works, you go, boy, that looks pretty and that's easy to do, and you're always tempted to do it. But how many times have we seen a ball like that picked off?
And he has his back, who's wide open. To the 20. He's dropped around the 15-yard line. He found his halfback, and it turned into a big gain.
And those quarterbacks love padding their stats by dumping one off to a halfback and letting him go to work.
Hey, you gotta watch the ball, Zebra. Front row. No, you're good. Hey,
Tomlinson takes the handoff, and he makes it out to about the 14-yard line. The halfback picks up a yard. Tomlinson is the single setback.
Luke 45.
Hands it to the back. He didn't get back to the line. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Hands it off. Brought down around the 9-yard line. He rumbles ahead for around 5 yards. This is to add to an already impressive lead. The kick is up. It's good. Not much doubt as he puts that one right through the uprights. Decent kick. He'll take it from the 2. Dropped at the 24-yard line. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. One-man backfield.
Blue 30. Blue 30. Let's go now. Let's go. Stay outside him. Under. Come on, man.
Drops back. He throws left. Tackled at the 33. Pass completed for a gain of 8. That'll make it second down. The Steelers line up in an I formation.
Let's go. Black 20. Black 20. Crisscross. Green, 2-man. Under.
Roethlisberger back to pass. Brings this one in. He's dropped in the open field. That one worked pretty well.
It sure did, and I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
Under. Go quick games.
Back to pass. Just can't find the range on that one. Holmes was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 45. 4 wideouts this time.
Hey, inside. Black 20. Black 20. What? ADO here, ADO.
Roethlisberger set to go to the air. And he caught it. And they get him at the 49-yard line. Pretty nice pickup on the pass that time.
And that's simply good design and execution on the pattern. They work hard all week in practice to make sure that on game day they have that timing down perfectly.
Blue 30.
Back to pass. Throws the bullet to the right. Steps out at the 40. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
Black 20. Black 20. Under.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He's dropped for a loss. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
Blue 30. Blue 30.
He drops back to pass. Short throw to the right. Is there for the catch.
Washington is there for
Perfectly timed jump led to that completion.
Brilliant catch on the play that time, but I'm sure the receiver's probably going back to the quarterback and thinking, you know what? My ribs got awfully exposed there. Let's bring it down just a little bit next time.
Back to throw. Makes the short throw. Can't hang on. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on third down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Right, goes right.
Watch the back. Whoever got the back. Dre's line.
Looking to throw. Throws on the run. Brought down at the 24-yard line. What an unbelievable fourth down conversion.
And if you want to know why this quarterback walks around with a little strut, that's exactly why right there. He can make plays like that.
Black 20. Black 20.
Parker, the ball carrier. Tackled at the 20. The halfback gets the ball and picks up 5.
Gain of 5.
Second down and 5. Ball on the 20-yard line. They'll go from the I formation.
Blue 30. Blue 30.
Defense, get low. Hit him in the mouth. Bang right, bang right.
Flips it out short. Can't stay in bounds. Incomplete pass. He caught that one out of bounds.
Well, you could see the receiver doing all he could to keep his feet in bounds, but that pass just let him out of bounds.
We stop the run first.
Let's get off
Here
this
you go.
field, man.
Roethlisberger calls for motion left.
Go. Base.
He drops back. He throws it. Catch is made. They finally bring him down, and it's 1st and goal. He's simply putting on a passing clinic out there.
Yeah, and this defense should have to pay for admission to this clinic because I tell you what, he is teaching them a thing or two about playing offensive football. No matter what this defense does to try to stop him, they simply cannot.
He doesn't get back to the line. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want, but ultimately this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
Get off, baby, get off.
Counterplay. He gets in for the score, and at least they're still playing hard.
You know, I think sometimes Willie Parker gets a bit of a knock because he's not an overwhelming, powerful kind of a back like they've had so many of in Pittsburgh over the years. But when you're talking about a guy, when he gets down around the goal line, even if there is some traffic, he's willing to stick his head in there. But no question about it, still his greatest attribute is that tremendous speed.
Pittsburgh takes the field, and it would appear they'll try the onside kick. Onside kick. He's hammered at the 41-yard line. I have to say the outcome of this one is just about decided.
Some people will say that onside kick pretty well decided this one. I think this one was pretty much decided before the opening kickoff.
Fakes the run. Here's the pass. Not much room to throw into, and it's intercepted. That last interception was his 3rd on the day.
Well, at least the coach doesn't have to worry about giving him a game ball. He already has 3 of them.
Single back formation, 3 wide receivers.
Blue 30. Blue 30. Under.
Regular. Solid, close left. Wake up, guys.
He's looking to throw. All kinds of pressure. Comes down with it. He's dropped around the 37-yard line. Just a short, efficient throw that time.
Yeah, a true sign of patience on the offensive side. You let the play develop. You find the open receiver. Maybe he takes a look down the field. It's not there. Just go ahead and take that safe throw.
Hey, combo. Waco. Hey, empty. Stand loud.
Black 20. Black 20. Under.
Right. Close right. Watch the hard count. It's on 3.
Roethlisberger.
Swede was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. The Steelers come out showing 3 wide.
Blue 30. Let's go right.
D-line.
Drops back. Goes through his read. Pass is complete. He's brought down around the 43-yard line. Chris, they love to run that play.
Yeah, that's one, if you study this team on tape, you're going to see them go to that in the clutch, and it worked again.
Ward takes off to the right side. Roethlisberger drops back on first down. Completed. And they get him at the 47-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the defense gives up some free yards to the offense.
I always thought a defensive penalty was so much more deflating than an offensive penalty, because on offense you have a chance to make up for it. On defense, a lot of times it's big yardage and automatic first downs.
Looking to throw. Moves up. Throws it out. Tight coverage, and it's picked off.
Jammer.
What an interception by the cornerback.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
Hey, watch the screen.
Tomlinson takes the give. He's dropped at the 45. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. 2nd and 9.
Fargo.
Single back formation.
Left.
Friday. Let's go. Keep playing.
Tomlinson again. He's tackled at the 46-yard line. It looks like they picked up a yard or maybe a little less. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Toby 32. Come on.
San Diego lines up in the offset eye this time.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Here we go, team. Window.
Gives to the back. He's brought down at the 48-yard line, and they get no push for the offensive line.
Oh, yeah, they did. They were all moonwalking on that play. They were pushing. They were just pushing and going backwards.
Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports.
Under.
Regular.
Turbo.
It's coming up quick.
Looking to throw. Huge pressure by the defense. And he goes down. 2nd down and a long 12. Ball on the 18-yard line. This looks like their last shot to get it into the end zone. Under heavy pressure. With the catch. He's dropped at the 49-yard line. What a play.
We've seen this tight end doing such a nice job all day blocking, and now when he gets in the open field, he makes an explosive play.
Pass completed. He's down the sideline. Touchdown. They hooked up for a long touchdown.
I don't care what you say. Anytime you see a big pass play like that, I think it's as pretty as anything that happens in sports anywhere.
They're lining it up for the point after. Extra point is good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick. He'll return it from the 1. He's tackled at the 25. Not really been a close one, as our final score is the Chargers 46, the Steelers 24.
We're here for more great NFL action as we're just about ready for the opening kickoff. And now we'll go to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for the opening kickoff. Tom?
It will be clear and mild for today's game. Hello, folks. Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth getting set for this one. Kicks it off. How do you see this one playing out, Chris?
You know, everything starts up front. Talking about the offensive linemen, about the defensive linemen, they have to play well in this one. Both coaches have to challenge these big guys offensively and defensively.
Green lines up as the lone back. 3 receivers split out wide. Sets up the play action. He threw off his back foot. Had his hands on it and dropped it. He got rocked on that one, and the ball popped right out of there.
Yeah, he got rocked and the ball rolled. There was nothing left after that hit.
You got close left. 388. Scatter, scatter, scatter. Right, left.
The Texans use motion. He drops back to pass. Looks for a man open. And he catches it. He fumbled it. The defense dives on the ball. Big-time play by this defense.
And wide receivers are so used to making jukes and moves out there, and sometimes they just get loose with the football. That one's stripped away, and that's a big play.
Here we go. Overwatch, right.
The halfback with the carry. He's tackled around the 48-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And so the defense
First
gives
down.
up some yards after the flag.
And I know this is a game of emotion, and if you're not emotional on the football field, you're going to get beat anyway, but you can't let your emotions get away from you.
48. Come on. Wait it. Like in prison. All out blitz. Screen here,
And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. 2-yard pickup.
Not very often in a game does a defender get a clean shot like that on a running back. Typically, the running back didn't see it coming to take that kind of a shot.
That's a hard count. 388. Hey, watch this, man. Block 99, Philly. Let's go. Come on.
He'll get it again. He's brought down at the 29-yard line. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry. 3rd and 6. Ball on the 29-yard line. They line up in a double tight set. The Chargers put a man in motion to the left. Back to throw. He rolls right, makes the reception. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It looked as if the offensive line just collapsed on that play.
And it looked like this defensive line just beat him off the snap. Sometimes those guys can time out the quarterback's cadence, and if the quarterback doesn't start changing that snap count, his offensive line's going to really struggle.
He's dropped at the 15. They hook up for a pretty good gain on that one. Nice pass.
Yeah, good pass and good confidence by the quarterback there. He saw the opening. He knew there was a spot that he could get that in there, but you could see he had the confidence to let this receiver make a play, and that's really what pro football is all about.
Again, he'll get the call. Brought down around the 12-yard line. And they have a pretty nice drive going.
And the most important part of it is they've been able to get it done on the ground. Now that's 5 rushes so far in this drive and a first down.
Setting up play action. Rockets it. Makes the catch. It'll be first and goal. How about that pass?
There's really no better feeling as an offense, especially for the quarterback position, than to take advantage when the defense is trying to blitz you. They're trying to make you nervous, and you just made them pay.
He needs to get the pass off. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
Sets up the play action. Defender gets his hand on it. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
End zone. Out of bounds, incomplete. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target.
And it's good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick is away. Taken from the 3-yard line. Dropped at the 30. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. They'll give it off here. Tackled at the 35. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards. Green, the lone back.
Tiger. Come on. Make a stand, G. You got that? Rigo.
Drops back to pass. Throws short. Pass incomplete. Daniels was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. 3rd down, they need 6 for a first. Ball on the 35. They'll give it off here. He's dropped at the 41-yard line. Walker found a hole and was able to pick up just around 6 yards. Good enough for the first down. Houston is going with the offset eye backfield. Green gets another carry. He fights forward to about the 43. Maybe got a couple of yards, but that's about it, and that will bring up 2nd down. Houston is going with the offset eye backfield. Again with the carry. Brought down right around the 44-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain, and that makes it 3rd down. The Texans line up in an I formation.
Hey, you get ready to play some D, baby. Scatter.
Throws it short. Tackled right around the 46-yard line. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up 4th. It's 4th down. The Texans are lining up to punt this one away. He punts it. And they make the fair catch. The last time they took the field, they were able to come away with 3 points. They'll start at the 14. San Diego lines up in a double tight set. They go with the run. Defense pushes him out of bounds around the 21-yard line. Tomlinson picks up about 7 yards on the run. Rivers lines up under center. He has 2 tight ends. They'll go with the run once again. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. And what a run.
Yeah, I thought I was watching a track meet on that one. He got into turn 2 and started leaning. Oh my goodness, was that fast.
He looks to throw on first down. Gets the pass away. At the 40. Brought down at the 27-yard line. And this is the way that you're supposed to play pitch and catch.
And when you get a wide receiver with that kind of talent on the outside, he is a threat to take it all the way on any play.
They'll have 1st and 10 once again after that big gain through the air. Setting up play action. Bennett bats it down, and he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
He drops back. He needs to make a decision. He's dropped at the 16. That was a good-looking throw.
Yeah, great throw, but maybe even a better read. He understood by watching what the defense did after the snap of the football exactly where to go with that ball.
Rivers calls for motion right. Hand off to the fullback. He's brought down around the 14-yard line. A couple of yards there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Tomlinson lines up as the deep back, I formation. Drops back to pass. Short throw to the left. Into the end zone for a touchdown. Tight end scored that time and with authority.
If you get those big tight ends moving vertically down the field, they can be really intimidating for defensive backs. Good pitch and catch there.
They come on the field to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. He kicks it off. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. Runs over tacklers. Hit and dropped at the 31. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. From their own 31-yard line. They line up in an I. They'll give it off here. He gets out to about the 32-yard line. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 32-yard line. Houston goes with the ace set here. Here's the halfback. He's tackled right around the 36-yard line. Green picks up about 4 yards on the play. So it's third down now. The offense will need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Daniels is the man in motion. Looking to throw. He throws left. The defense just didn't match up well on that play.
But you'd never know it if you were watching the quarterback. He stood in there strong, completely relaxed, and made that defense pay that time.
Shaw drops back to pass. Short throw to the right. And it's caught. And he's knocked out at the 50. Good pocket presence shown as the quarterback was able to get rid of it just before the pressure got to him.
Hey, no need to force it. He just took what the defense gave him there, found the open man, and picked up a few yards.
Again with the carry. Tackled at the 41-yard line. They need to come up with a better game plan to stop this guy.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They can't keep giving up those big chunks of yardage like that. If they do, it's going to be awfully tough to stop this offense.
They motion to the left. Again, he'll get the call. Dropped behind the line. Nowhere to go that time, as the defensive front got very good penetration.
And that's really the key to stopping the counterplay. Because with all those offensive linemen and the slow motion in the backfield, if you can get penetration, you can really disrupt the counter.
Here's the throw. Makes the grab. He's tackled at the 25. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies. You know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
Green gets the ball. Brought down at the 23. They pick up 2 yards.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
They'll go with the run once again. He's brought down at the 18-yard line. The halfback gets the ball and picks up 5. So another third down upcoming for the offense. This offense has a great scoring opportunity right now. Let's see if they can make the most of it.
Hold on. Come on, Dean.
He's hammered in the backfield. The cornerback did a nice job recognizing the play and getting in there for the stop.
For me, there's nothing more impressive in football than to see a cover cornerback able to come up and make the stops on the run. That's a complete football player.
He's got it. Pretty good kick that time, and he drives it home for 3 points. Nice job. And here's the kick. Hit and dropped at the 21-yard line. The offense lines up and is looking to score again after a successful trip to the end zone on their last drive. The Chargers line up with 3 wide. He looks to throw on first down. Pass is right. And the pass is knocked away. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
Tomlinson, the lone back.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Just hit him in the mouth.
Tomlinson left side. He's dropped at the 22-yard line. It looks like they picked up a yard or maybe a little less, and so it'll be third down. The defense is in the nickel.
Let's stop. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Let's go right.
Dre slide.
Looking to throw. Rifles it to the left. Tackled at the 38. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, They don't move their arm any faster. You see them driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
That's right, Lucy. Let's get off this field. 48. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Let's get off.
They hand it off. Hit and drop behind the line. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
We're talking about bring it.
They hand it off. And he will lose yardage on the play. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
Big set this time with 2 tight ends. Fakes the run, goes through his read, and it's completed. And they get him around the 46-yard line. A solid gain on that pass play, but it'll still be short of the first down.
And there's really nothing a defense likes better than those third and long situations where they can play passively. They don't have to worry about giving up the big play. Just come up and make the tackle. Good hit that time. Good solid tackle.
It's away, and it's a booming punt. They down it at the 6-yard line. The offense takes the field, hoping to come away with more than just a field goal on this drive. One man in the backfield. Daniels moves in motion. Feeds it to the back. He's going to be tackled for a loss. He tries to wriggle away, but he's stopped for a loss.
Well, Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Hey, watch this, man. We stop the run first. Left 21.
Sets up the play action. He throws on the run. He's tackled at the 16-yard line. That'll give him a little room to work.
And I always thought plays like that were essentially point savers. If you have to punt the ball from your own goal line, you're almost assuredly going to give up points on the next possession.
Nice play fake. Fires it over the middle. Wilhelm gets the interception. Tackled at the 21-yard line. Great catch by the linebacker. Not a smart throw from the quarterback.
You know, it's hard to believe that you can lose a guy that big, but sometimes those linebackers dropping underneath in coverage, quarterbacks just don't see him, and he threw it right to him.
Back to pass. On the run, he throws it. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Hey, let's go, baby! Move up!
Tomlinson on the run. Brought down at about the 19-yard line. He barely got it past the line of scrimmage that time.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
We played a quarter. The score is 10-3. Third down now, 9 to go. Ball on the 20-yard line. Rivers with 4 wide receivers.
Scatter, scatter, scatter! Green 88! Turn over, T! Don't not change.
Drops back. Gets the pass away. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. A good amount of yards that time on the pass.
And running backs who are good receivers are pretty rare. You know, a lot of times those guys, they come out and they're good running the football, but they don't make the kind of plays in the passing game. This guy can clearly do both.
Hands it off. He's tackled at the 6. Got maybe a couple of feet.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Charlotte, close left! Crisscross, crisscross! In the road! Oh, baby.
It's the tailback. He lost yardage on the play. He starts out the wrong way and winds up losing yardage.
Well, that's no fun for the running back. It's one thing to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but when you start losing yards running the football, that's a disaster.
Rivers dropping back, looking for a receiver. It's completed. He's pushed out around the 8-yard line. The defense was right there to bring him down just about as soon as he made the catch on that one.
Clever play that time defensively. It looked like he was going to be open quickly for the catch and the first down. They closed in, made the tackle, and that brings up fourth down.
Here's the kick. And it's good. Nice work putting that one right through the uprights. Here's the kick. Still working. He's tackled at the 30. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense. Houston lines up in the offset eye this time. Fakes to the back. He's there for the catch. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loses a yard on that completion.
You know, sometimes as a quarterback, you have to be careful about dumping it down too quickly. Stand in there, see what you've got working down the field. That time they were all over that quick throw.
Defense is getting pressure. The pass falls incomplete. He really just rifled that last pass.
And it just goes to show that arm strength isn't everything. Accuracy and touch is something that is so important for a quarterback.
Luke 45. Luke 45. Watch the out. Watch the run. Hey, no.
Back to pass. There for the catch. Tackled at the 40. That one worked pretty well.
It sure did, and I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
They'll give it off here. And they get him at about the 49-yard line. They get about 10 yards there on that play, and that will bring up second down. Ace backfield this time. Hands it to the back. He's brought down at the 49-yard line. Less than a yard. First and 10. Ball on the 49. The Texans come out in the ace formation. They'll go with the run once again. He gets out to about the 48-yard line. Maybe got a couple of yards, but that's about it.
The defense did a nice job there jamming the running back, bringing the outside linebacker on a blitz. Sometimes those outside backers a little more athletic and can really help stop the run.
Shaw will look to throw. Strong throw to his right. He's dropped at the 33.
I really wish more people knew about Andre Johnson. This guy is just a pure physical specimen that has all the attributes of a great, great receiver. Now, over the years, he just hasn't gotten the attention of a Randy Moss or a T.O. or one of these guys, but this is a special player in the NFL.
I don't know how he came up with that one.
Let's face it, the quarterback got away with one there. That was pretty tight coverage. They squeezed it in there that time, but be careful.
Passes to his left, and it's picked. Well, he looked like he was in the right place at the right time.
Unless you're the quarterback, then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. The Chargers come out with the offset eye. On play action. He couldn't hang on to it. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
48. 48. Watch a hard count. Left. Hard count.
Drops back to pass. Rolls right. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
Looks to pass. Scans the field. There for the reception. Defense pushes him out of bounds around the 32-yard line. Fourth down. The punt team is on the field looking to kick this one away. Gets it away cleanly. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 11-yard line. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. They'll give it off here. The defender gets him to the ground. Green gains about 4 yards on the play. It's 2nd down, 6 to go. Ball on their own 15. They line up in the I formation.
Blue 45. Blue 45. I knew. Come on, little hustle.
Sets up the play action. Brings it in. The 50, at the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Makes a move and he's in. Touchdown. I was really impressed by this guy's arm strength on that throw.
Not only did he have great zip on that one, but that was right on the money. It's one thing to have the big arm, but if you're not accurate, you don't get the big payoffs like we just saw there.
And this will make it a 3-point game. Up and good. And here's the kick. Cromartie from the 1. They get him at the 31. The offense takes the field, hoping to put something together after their last drive ended in a 3-and-out. Rivers is under center, single backfield. Here's the give. He's tackled right around the 30-yard line. Less than a yard. That brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 9. Ball on the 31-yard line. The Chargers line up with 2 tight ends.
Zebra. Get your hands up.
Tomlinson takes the give. Tackled around the 33-yard line. A couple of yards there.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Rivers dropping back. Brings this one in. Brought down at the 36-yard line. Still not quite enough, however. They'll still be facing 4th down. The Texans have everyone on the line. Looks like they're coming after this one. Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. From the 15. And they get him at the 34-yard line. That guy just showed off some pretty good skills on that return.
I thought for sure he was taking that one back to the house. You know, anytime you get a guy with that kind of skill level in the open field with a little room to run, good things are going to happen.
Back to pass. Not much time to throw. And he caught it. And he's out around the 36-yard line. They pick up 2 on the pass play. It's 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball on the 36. Houston goes with the ace set here. Looking to throw. He needs to get rid of it. And it's knocked down. And it's batted away at the last minute by the defender.
Just when it looked like the quarterback might sneak that one in there, a late pass defense and a good play.
Watch the run now. Watch the run. Here we go. Luke 45. Hey, come on. Luke 45. Yeah, middle. Bang right.
Feeds it to the back. Tackled at the 37. Got a couple, but will still be short of the marker.
Great play by the defense. You always hear coaches talking about whoever gets lower. Get your pad level lower than the offensive lineman. That time this defensive line did exactly that.
He gets it away. Makes the fair catch. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3 and out.
Wide, Trent. Hey, watch the
Up the middle. He's tackled around the 30-yard line. A nice pickup of about 8 yards.
You know, one of the dangers of blitzing is that if you can break that first line of the defense, now you just don't have the pursuit in behind it to stop the run.
Hester gets it on the inside. Cuts back and he's dropped. It looked like the defense got caught a little off guard by the fullback getting the ball.
Fullbacks pounding the ball up the middle has become a lost art in the National Football League. But when you see how it can gouge a defense and pick up a first down, it makes that offensive coordinator want to think about him a little more often.
He's brought down at the 38. Tomlinson comes away with around 5 yards on the misdirection run. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Come on, D. Zebra. Left call. Big play, D.
Drops back. Dumps it out left. Out of bounds at the 35. They lose 4 on that one.
Boy, that gets a little embarrassing. Anytime you spend all week working on a play and it comes out like that, give the defense a little credit, but that was bad.
Luke 45. Let's see what they got. Regular. Left.
Drops back to pass. With a pass. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. Tomlinson was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete.
Police officer or stadium staff member.
Cyphers to punt. Punts it, and he got a good one here. Fielded at the 19. He's tackled at about the 23-yard line. They were forced to punt on their last drive. Shaw is in the gun. 3 receivers split out.
Tiger.
Drops back on first down. Throws out to the right. Huge hit. Another fine pass and catch on that play.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.3 40. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
What a brutal hit. An impressive first half for the quarterback.
You know, I know there are a lot of people out there who like to watch defensive football games. Not me. I like to watch a guy throw it around like this. His quarterback's hot, and he knows it.
On the ground with a tailback. He gets out to about the 45-yard line. He gains a couple of yards on the carry. They line up at the 45.
Over, top, 2 seconds.
The backfield is in the offset I formation. Shaw back to pass. He throws right, throws into coverage, and it's intercepted. So that's their third interception this half.
Well, it's the toughest thing in the world. You see your quarterback dejected like that, and your tendency is to want to yell at him. But at this point, you have to start trying to build him up a little bit. Clearly, he's lost some confidence.
Tomlinson on the run. Tackled around the 40-yard line. The halfback runs for 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 40. Rivers comes to the line, 3 wide formation. He'll get it again. They tackle him for a loss. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Bark. Hold on. We got to play. Spike and pivot.
He doesn't get back to the line. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
They get this one off, and it's a great kick. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. Shaw calls for motion right. First down, looking to throw. Is there for the catch. He's brought down at the 32-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
Shaw is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. Shaw to the air on first down. Guns it out. Catch is made. And they get him around the 47-yard line. They pick up solid yardage there.
And I love to watch this wide receiver work. He is so patient with his routes. He gets down low into his cuts, and he really understands what the defense is trying to do to take him away, and he is working them over.
He drops back. Goes through his read. Short pass to his left. Brought down at the 39-yard line. He was lucky the receiver came down with that ball.
That's the kind of faith that this guy has in his arm. He believes he can get it into tiny spots that nobody else can. What a big play that was.
Green gets the ball. And there's 2 minutes remaining in the half. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. They line up at the 34. Shaw with 4 wide receivers.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Let's go. Play your assignments, man.
Shaw back to pass. He's been perfect on this drive. He took a shot at the 27, and they'll try to speed things up a bit. Shaw lines up under center. 4 receivers in the formation. They'll throw on first down. Dumps it out right. Can't stay in bounds, incomplete pass. They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Someone jumped early down there.
Full start, offense.
He needs to pay a little better attention to what he's doing out there.
I think those are just embarrassing. You go back to the huddle and you hang your head and you give it, sorry. Sometimes those linemen look like little kids when they come back after penalties.
What you doing? 48. Scatter. Move up.
Toss. Dropped behind the line. May want to dump that one.
Yeah, I think that one's already in the trash can. You probably won't see that one run again. But I will say this, that penetration does that to any offense, and that time they just got in the backfield.
Back to throw. Passes it. Out of bounds, incomplete. He couldn't get 2 feet in on that one.
Well, that's something receivers work on all the time, dragging that back toe, just unable to do it that time.
The punter's going to try to pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. Gets the punt away. This one's going to be downed in the end zone for a touchback. Their last drive ended with a 3 and out. Looks to pass. Throws it short. Comes down with it. He's tackled at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there.
Nice play there. It's only 7 yards, but that's the kind of underneath throw that eventually opens up some throws down the field.
Drops back to pass. Throws middle. Hit hard at the 37. Nice little pitch and catch with the wideout.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
Short throw to the right. Pass is complete. And not a whole lot of yardage gained on that one, Chris.
And that's one of those plays where you leave it up to the receiver to make yardage after the catch is made. When he can't find his way into open space, you'll see plays like that.
Gates motioning to the left.
Blue 45. Switch. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Throws left. Completed. Tackled right around the 46-yard line. The pass is complete for 7 yards, and that'll be a first down.
Playing quarterback's just like playing golf. Sometimes you get in a rhythm, and right now this quarterback is getting hot.
Rivers hasn't missed yet. The pocket is collapsing. Great open field tackle. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
They line up at the 42. From the gun. Rivers set to go to the air, looking for a receiver. With the catch. He's brought down at the 26-yard line. Good pickup by the receiver.
And we've always talked about this receiver's big play ability. He may not be the fastest guy in the league, but you can tell he wants the ball in his hands in big situations.
He catches another. He gets in for 6, and that's about as well executed a play as you can ask for.
And that's no fluke right there. We saw him hit that play a couple of times in practice the other day. That's something they're going to come back to until you find a way to stop it.
Set down. The kick is up, and good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. And we've come to halftime here. The score is 20-10. Good distance on the kick. Sproles from the 1. Dropped at the 27-yard line. They were able to put together a nice drive on their last possession. They'll be looking to make it 2 in a row on this drive. High formation here.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Tiger.
Gives to the back. Brought down at the 30. Tomlinson gets 3 yards on the play.
Gain of 3.
From their own 30-yard line. The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Zebra. 388. Let's stop it right now.
He'll get it again. And they get him at the 31. Not a lot on that play, and that makes it 3rd down. Offense with 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Ball on the 31.
Scatter. Hey, let's go. Hey.
He drops back. He throws short. Almost picked. The defense had their number during that last series as they go 3 and out.
And it really looked like the defense won the battle up front. The big guys controlling the line of scrimmage made the difference there.
Cyphers is the punter. Kicks it away, and it's a huge punt. Jones fields it at the 22. Tackled around the 36-yard line. They gave up way too many yards on the return there, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. As part of the coverage team now, you've got to free yourself from that blocker as quickly as possible. And if you can't do that, you're going to give up some big returns.
It's the tailback. And he makes it out to about the 37-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about a yard.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker, a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
Looking to throw. Rifles it out there. He's tackled at the 47-yard line. You know, it's really easy to overlook those big guys on the line, but they did a good job picking up the blitz there.
Yeah, that's a great call, Tom, because when you get a blitz package like that and your offensive line can first of all figure it out and then get it blocked, it's very tough to cover one-on-one in the secondary.
He's scrambling, and the defense has a heavy rush. He's got to find a way to hold on. Daniels was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. From their own 47-yard line. Houston sets up in the eye.
We stop the run first.
Little handoff. And he will lose yardage on the play. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
He drops back to pass. Scans the field. This pass is incomplete. Daniels was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. So, it's 4th down. The Texans are lining up to punt this one away. He punts it. He'll take it from the 18. He lost it. They get it back. And so they turn the ball over on the fumble.
What a big play that was. They went from having to give up possession to getting the ball right back with a fresh set of downs.
Shaw lines up under center. They'll line up in the I formation. The Texans put a man in motion to the right. He fights forward to about the 13. The running back gains 2 yards on the carry. Offense will line this one up at the 12. 2 tight ends here.
Hey, let's go, baby. Go get it, baby. There we go.
On play action. Passes on the move. Oh, and he has it go right through his hands. Green was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. Houston comes to the line with 3 wide.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Quick game, 44 screw. Hey, watch.
Drops back with the pass. And it's knocked loose. Walter was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. They'll line up for the field goal, and this is nothing more than a chip shot. This will be a 30-yard attempt. And it's good. I had my doubts about that kick.
Yeah, he just squeezed that one in there, didn't he? I'm sure he's going to be exhaling for about the next 30 seconds.
Decent kick. He'll return it from the 3. Knocked out at the 19. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. They'll set up shop at the 19-yard line. First down now and 10 to go.
Over top, too straight. Crack, 48, crack. 48. We up. Over right, stand left. Clock. Touch. Right. Touch.
And they're coming after him. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 25. They fake the handoff and complete the pass for a 6-yard gain. Only one man back.
Blue 45. Blue 45.
On play action. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
Give to the tailback. He didn't get back to the line. Excellent job by the defense to force a 3-and-out.
I always thought the most important portion of any drive was that first down. It gives you a little offensive momentum going, but anytime you go 3-and-out, it is so tough on your defense. A lot of times 3-and-outs translates to points against your team and a tired defense.
Jones takes it at the 32. And he just got hammered. And they take the field again, looking to capitalize on their previous drive, which resulted in a field goal. Green is the deep back as they line up in the I. Shaw with the give. He's dropped for a loss. Great read there. It looked like the defense knew the counter was coming.
And a lot of times in that situation, they read offensive linemen. And the minute you see those offensive linemen, sometimes even in their stance, sort of sitting back, you know the counter's coming, you can get penetration and make a play in the backfield just like that.
Again with the run. He lost yardage on the play. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want, but ultimately this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
Guns it to the middle. He's dropped at the 44-yard line. They just get enough for the first down.
Pretty gutsy play call that time. Anytime you're in a 3rd and long situation, it is tough to dial up those passes, take a chance trying to pick up a first down. A lot of coaches will just run a draw there. Not this guy. He went for it and got paid off.
He'll get the call again. Brought down around the 43-yard line. Green gets about a yard on the play. It's 2nd down and 9 to go. They come out with 3 wide receivers.
48.
On the ground with a tailback. And they get him around the 42-yard line. A pickup of a yard for the halfback. The Texans come out in a 2 tight end set. Short throw to the left. He's going to be tackled for a loss. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. And they can really put their opponent in bad field position with a good punt here. Gets it away cleanly. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Single back formation.
Go. Green 88. Left 21. Green 88. No, you're good. Scatter.
There's a play fake. Going deep with this one, left side. And the pass is incomplete. Chambers was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. They line up at the 20.
Tennessee.
San Diego comes to the line with 3 wide.
48. Let's go. Fight Let's go.
He drops back. The pass is away. Leaping catch. That was a nice catch. He went up leaving his body susceptible to the hit, but he came down with it and got a first down.
And there you see just a little bit of how tremendous these athletes are in the NFL. The ability to go up above the defense and make a play like that, that was fun to watch.
Here's a little draw play. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. 4 yards on that play. That'll bring up second down. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 49-yard line. San Diego is going with the offset I backfield. Hand off to the left. They tackle him for a loss. What can they do to slow his pursuit down?
This guy's really one of the strengths on this defense. Not only is he able to turn the corner and get some pressure on the quarterback, but he's rock solid against the run.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Under.
He drops back. Goes through his read. Steps out around the 49-yard line. Tomlinson picks up about 5 yards with the catch. It's 4th down. The Chargers lining up to punt. Jones back deep to return. He gets it away. It'll go out at the 27. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Fakes to the back. Throws it short. Out of bounds at the 30. Nice job of shutting down the first down pass.
Yeah, it looked like that time the defense knew exactly what was coming. They were right there from the outset to make that play.
There's a flag on the play. Looked like the ref was going to call this one back.
Holding. Offense.
That seemed like the right call there.
Yeah, sometimes you have holding and sometimes you have tackling. That looked more like a tackle.
Shaw is in the shotgun. 3 wide formation. Back to throw. Looks down the field. Can't stay in bounds. Incomplete pass. He caught that one out of bounds.
Well, you could see the receiver doing all he could to keep his feet in bounds, but that pass just let him out of bounds.
Drops back. Looks for a man open. It's tipped and intercepted to the 10. He's in for the score. And just like that, they make it a 2-possession game.
What a tremendous return that was, and even better, now you have a little breathing room when you look up at that scoreboard.
And here's the extra point. Set down. The kick is up. Extra point is good. Not a bad kick. He'll take it from the 2. Big hit there to bring him down. Quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. Shaw lines up under center. 3 receivers wide this time. Green gets it on the inside. Brought down at the 36-yard line. They pick up 9 there, and that will bring up second down. From their own 36-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Hey, I ain't with you. I ain't going to the other side.
Looks to pass. The defense has him surrounded. Tackled around the 47-yard line. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man covering.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
Setting up play action. Pass completed. He's tackled at about the 41.
Andre Johnson is just a guy with freakish sort of skills, an unusual combination of speed and athleticism and quickness and toughness. And when he gets around the football, he is a threat to go all the way on any play.
Looking to throw. Short throw to the right. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. Daniels was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass.
Second down.
They'll face second down and 10. Ball on the 42. They'll come out in the eye.
Blue 45. Watch the fake. Come on, D, let's get off the field. Friday. Oh, no, switch. Right.
He's looking to throw. Scans the field. And he catches it. He's dropped at the 25. That pass put him over 300 yards for the game.
And what's really impressed me has been his accuracy. He's been squeezing the ball into some tight situations all game. His accuracy has just been tremendous.
They'll give it off here. He's brought down around the 21-yard line. They got 4 yards there. That brings up second down. They line up at the 21. Green, the lone back. Shaw sends a man in motion.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Hey, don't lose your bite.
Drops back. All kinds of pressure. Cromartie picks it off. That's his 5th pick of the game. Unbelievable.
Tom, I have to tell you, I was the worst quarterback in the history of the planet. I played through high school and my freshman year of college, and not even I could throw 5 interceptions in one game. I tried, but I never did do that.
The backfield is in the offset I formation. Dropped behind the line. Big time play by the defensive end.
You know, listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman. So, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in their way.
Here we go. Tango off the top. Block,
And he makes it out to about the 17-yard line. A couple of yards there.
As a quarterback, you really want to make that pre-snap read, and it's kind of hard to not see the middle linebacker. He came on the blitz that time, and sometimes you just need to get out of a play like that.
Reload. Let's go. Come on.
He's looking to throw. Throws off his back foot. And they get him at the 26-yard line. They complete the pass on 3rd and long, but they'll end up short of the marker.
You can see the confidence level of this defense. They know they can make open field tackles, and that's probably one of the great lost arts in the game. The ability to make the tackle in the open field and stop them short of the first down. Good play defensively there.
Cyphers kicks it away, and did he ever get a hold of this one? Jones fields it at the 29. He's tackled around the 43-yard line. It'll be interesting to see how this quarterback reacts after throwing an interception on his last drive. Houston comes out with an I formation. They give it to the tailback. Brought down at the 44-yard line. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. Shaw steps to the line of scrimmage. I formation this time. Shaw hands it off straight ahead. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
On the carry.
The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
48! 48!
Over top, two straight. Come on, let's go.
Back to throw. He passes short. He's dropped around the 50-yard line. Pretty good gain on that completion, but it won't be enough for the first.
And you could see the defense that time. They knew exactly where those first down chains were. They were going to allow some underneath passes, but then came up and made the tackle, and that's going to bring up fourth down. Big play that time.
He gets it away. It'll go out at the 28. They were forced to punt on their last drive. Here's the halfback. He doesn't get back to the line. Good work by the defensive line there.
Yeah, it's really up to the offensive line to at least get your running back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe from there it's his responsibility. But if you can't block any better than that, it's going to be a tough day for this running back.
Looks to pass. He throws left. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. Pretty nice read on that play to find the open man.
Yeah, the two of them really have been working hard, building a rapport in practice, and now you're starting to see some of those results out here on the field.
Back to throw. Deep shot right side. Brown bats it down. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up fourth down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on third down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Cyphers punts it, and he kicked this one pretty well. Makes the fair catch. The offense takes the field, hoping to put something together after their last drive ended in a 3-and-out. Green lines up as the single back.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Come on, let's go! Hey, let's go now!
Drops back on first down. Throws while on the run. Interception. To the 20. To the 10. They'll get in for the touchdown. Great play by the defender. He was able to take it for 6.
You know, some defensive players, you don't want to throw it in their zone because it might get intercepted. Some guys, you absolutely don't want to throw it there because they can turn it into a touchdown going the other way.
They're lining it up for the point after. Up and good. He gets his leg into this one. He'll return it from the 1. He's hammered at the 26-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Single set backfield.
Watch the switch. Get on. Green 88. Watch the ball. Green 88. Come on, make a play.
Green takes the handoff, and he will lose yardage on the play. Loss of 2 by the halfback. They line up at the 24.
Let's go now. Let's go.
3 wideouts here.
We got to play. 48. 48.
He scrambles around, and he's hit as he let go of the ball. Third down coming up after that incompletion.
Third down.
And that'll bring this quarter to an end. Our score is the Chargers 34, the Texans 13. Third down and 12 to go. Ball on their own 24. Dimebacks in for this play.
Here we go, baby. Blue 45. Tiger.
Drops back. He throws it. Knocked away. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Punts it. Sproles fields it at the 39. He got everything he could, but there really wasn't much there.
Yeah, he really didn't have much of a chance at all to make anything happen there. I mean, I know this guy's a dangerous punt return guy, but you can't do it on your own.
Let's go, keep playing. Green 88. Let's go, let's go. Green 88. Roger, roger, roger. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Drops back on first down. Makes the reception. He's brought down at the 46-yard line. He shows no hesitation and gets it in there to get the first down.
Yeah, you wouldn't hesitate either if you were standing back there in the pocket. I say the heck with it. Get it out of there fast. Let somebody else handle it for a little while.
Come on now. Rush.
He didn't get back to the line. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Luke 45. Luke 45. Friday. Come on, man, let's go.
Makes the pass over the middle. He's dropped around the 36-yard line. A good play fake that time.
It really was. I didn't see it. I thought it was a run play. He pulled it out of there and came up with a nice gain.
Rivers sends a man in motion. First down, looking to throw. Short pass to his left. No one can come up with it. Looked like he put a little too much on that one.
Boy, that one was shot in there, too. I'm not sure anybody could have caught that one anyway. That thing just never came down.
Zebra. Crack.
Nice play fake. Interception. Brought down around the 34-yard line. What an interception by the cornerback.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
From the 34-yard line. Big set this time with two tight ends.
Yeah, 56. Luke 45. Luke 45. Let's go, baby. Come on. Under. Let's go, guys.
There's a play fake. The quarterback is dropped. The blitz caused some big problems for them that time.
Yeah, that was definitely not a good play for the offense. I think they were anticipating a blitz to one side. They got it from the other side, and the quarterback ends up getting sacked on the play.
Green 88. King's right. Fargo.
He drops back to pass. He throws on the run. That one was way off target.
And if you had a guy that big running at you, all you would do is just turn and hide, brother. I know you.
Specific location.
48.
Looking to throw. Moves to his right. Oh, you can't blame the quarterback there. And the pass will fall incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And those are the kind of big third down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
Gets it away cleanly. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. You have to like it when your punter can pin the ball inside the 20 like that.
Now, this has got to be one of the tougher punts to make here. It's so easy to get a little too much on the kick, sending it into the end zone for a touchback. He did a great job hitting it just right on that one.
Throws it. This one won't find a target.
Incomplete.
The quarterback just had too much velocity on the ball. The receiver couldn't catch up.
And when you throw a football that hard, it just leaves no margin for error because there's no room for the wide receiver to make an adjustment.
Feeds it to the back. Tackled around the 22-yard line. Maybe got a couple of yards, but that's about it.
And Tom, that was because the defense filled up all the gaps. The back was looking for somewhere to run, but by bringing the run blitz, they took away all the holes and stopped them for a minimal gain.
Play smart, man. Screen here, Twan, screen.
They give it to the tailback. He gets out to about the 25-yard line. That series has to be disappointing for the coaching staff.
Yeah, their poor defense didn't even have time to go over and get a glass of water. All of a sudden, the punter's back on the field and the defense has to go play again.
Gets the punt away. Jones takes it at the 32. He's tackled at the 45. They could do nothing against this defense on their previous drive. Only one man back. Little handoff. Fumble on the play. The defense gets it. And a great job by the defense to recover the fumble.
And for a ball carrier, the #1 fastest way to land on the bench is to cough one up like that. That is just not good.
Hester goes in motion to the left. They hand off on a counter. And they get him around the 49-yard line. Tomlinson gains about 5 yards on the run from the 49-yard line. San Diego comes to the line with 3 wide.
Luke 45! Come on, Luke 45! We stopped the run first!
Here's a draw. He fights forward to about the 49, and the fullback plows ahead for maybe a yard.
Play 3, man.
San Diego is going with the offset eye backfield. The Chargers motion to the left side.
Come on, D.
He drops back, dumps it out left. Brought down at the 43-yard line. How about the nice touch on that ball?
Deft touch that time by a quarterback who really is known more for his arm strength.
They line up in a double tight set.
Turbo, Simba. Luke 45. Luke 45. Hey, you get ready to play some D, baby. Regular. Let's go.
Fakes to the back. Throws it short. Makes the catch. It's completed, but not a whole lot of yardage gained on the play.
Yeah, this is a defense that just has too much speed for plays like that. You have to loosen them up some with some deep attempts for the short passes underneath the work.
Tiger. Look the stretch. Stay right. Real.
Drops back to pass. He throws right. And it's caught. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. That's now 300 yards passing for the quarterback.
Yeah, and this guy really knows how to lead this football team. You can just see it in the huddle. He's in control of all situations, not only in the huddle, but at the line of scrimmage. Good checks there. There's no question who's in charge on this football team.
Looking for an open man. Into traffic, and it's picked off. Gets in for the touchdown. And that was the worst possible place to throw that ball.
Yeah, especially because that guy was playing defense, and that guy not only will pick you off, but he'll put points on the board. What a play.
So they're ready for the extra point. Extra point is good. Booming kick from his own goal line. He's hammered at the 24-yard line. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. On the run, he throws it. Defense pushes him out of bounds right around the 28-yard line. Perfectly timed jump led to that completion.
Brilliant catch on the play that time, but I'm sure the receiver's probably going back to the quarterback and thinking, you know what? My ribs got awfully exposed there. Let's bring it down just a little bit next time.
He drops back to pass. Rifles it across the middle. And they get him at the 37. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
They go with the toss. He's going to be tackled for a loss. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
He'll get the call again. What a hit at the 32-yard line. The offensive line didn't get much of a push on that play, and the runner was stuffed.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
Here we go, team. Roll.
It's the fullback. Brought down around the 42-yard line. The offense decided to run it there, and they got a pretty nice gain.
Yeah, and all it does is just add a few yards to the punt, which is not bad in this situation. Very seldom in this league are you going to pick up the first down in that third and very long situation. Make a conservative call, add a few yards to the punt.
He gets it away. It'll go out at the 33-yard line. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. On play action, he steps out at the 35. He went to the short man, but the defense was right there to make the play.
Yeah, and this is one of those plays that's a lot like a long extended handoff. He gets it out to the receiver and just lets him work on the outside. That time, though, unable to pick up much yardage.
He throws left, makes the grab. He's dropped right around the 36-yard line. Davis grabbed that one for a gain of 2. Walker alone in the backfield. He drops back. Throws on the run. Tackled at the 46-yard line. And a big catch by the tight end.
And I can tell you this, there's nothing that defensive backs hate more than to have one of those big tight ends in the open field running right towards them.
Not much time to throw. He leaps, it's caught, and he made a great open field tackle. He made the right read on that pass.
Nice play that time by the quarterback. You know, we talk about progressions and going from one receiver to the next, but this quarterback is doing a great job in the pre-snap read, knowing who the first guy will be and getting him the football.
Stiff arms, and he's brought down. Green gains about 2 yards on the run. The Texans come out in a shotgun set. Shaw hasn't missed yet. Dumps it out left. Looks like he had it, but it's knocked loose.
It's time for
The
another
intended receiver just got laid out.
Boy, that was a big hit. I'm not surprised at all he couldn't hold on to that one.
Row 22,
San Diego brings in the nickel here.
Desktop computer.
Blue 45. Scatter. Blue 45. Come on, let's go.
Looking to throw. The defense has him surrounded. He rolls right. Tipped away. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Back to throw. Under heavy pressure. Brought down at the 35. They'll start at the 35. 1st and 10. Tomlinson, the lone back. Manu Maliuna comes in motion. Gets the pass out. And they get him at the 45. And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
Nice play fake. And it's completed. He's tackled at about the 41. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Play action. Gets the pass off. Broken up. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
Rivers lines up under center. They'll line up in single back. They'll give it off here. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. Tomlinson gets 3 yards on the play. Offset I formation in the backfield. He drops back. Short throw to the left. It's incomplete. That was just poor execution by the quarterback. He had a guy wide open out there.
And that's a throw you just expect a professional quarterback to make. He doesn't miss those wide open throws like that very often.
Gets the punt away. It'll go out at the 18. Not much you can do on the return team there.
Great kick and even better coverage. Boy, it sure makes winning the field position battle a lot easier when you have special teamers like this.
Back to throw. Gets the ball away. And he's knocked out around the 26-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
Looks to pass. Passes. Oh, and he dropped it. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
They'll throw for the first. He's under a heavy rush. And the defender intercepts it. To the 20, to the 10. Touchdown. What a great interception return by this defense.
He had that one all the way. Not only a great break on the ball, but he knew what to do with it and stuck it in the end zone. Tremendous play.
Lining up for the point after. and the point after is good. With less than 4 minutes to go in the fourth, the score, the Chargers 41, the Texans 20. He'll take it from the 2. He's tackled at the 26-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Zebra!
Shaw will look to pass. It's completed. Brought down at the 32-yard line. Good read of the defense on that pass play.
Yeah, and throws like that really settle a quarterback down. It's all about getting into the flow of a game, and you can see he's getting comfortable now.
45!
Drops back. He throws right. Tackled at the 37. Walter gains about 5 yards and a first on the play.
Nice decision by the quarterback there. He saw his receiver come open quickly. Rather than trying to wait and work something down the field, just take what the defense gives you.
Yeah, we see that screen.
No, you're good.
Back to pass. Incomplete. Davis wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. They'll face second down and 10. Green, the lone back.
Smash free. Luke, 40. Tiger.
Inside.
Back up. No. Regular.
Looking to throw. Throws it to the middle. And they get him at the 48-yard line. Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
And that was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
Turbo. Hey, regular.
He's looking to throw. Short throw. He's dropped at the 43-yard line. Davis made the catch for a gain of 6. Houston comes to the line with 3 wide.
48. Let's go. Here we go. And we got bark. Yo.
The pocket is collapsing. Oh, and they got him.
With the carry.
They really are going to have to find a way to slow down the blitz.
Always thought it was so difficult to block linebacker blitzes because more often than not, it's a tight end or a back who has to try and step up and take on these great, athletic, big pass rushing guys.
We have 2 minutes left to play in this game. They line up at the 48.
What the fake? Hey, man. Let's go. Luke, 45. Scatter. Over tough, 2 straight.
Back to throw. Not much time to throw. He's there for the catch. Brought down at the 36-yard line. He found his tight end for a first down.
There's nothing better for a quarterback than to have a big body guy like that can catch the football. Nice play.
Back to pass. Throws it short. And they get him at the 28-yard line. Nice toss that time that'll get them a lot closer.
You know, there's really no doubting this quarterback's physical skills. Sometimes he struggles with his mechanics or accuracy, but I don't think that there's really any issue. This guy has the ability to be an elite quarterback.
What a hit. I don't think he even saw that guy. That was a great time to dial up the safety blitz.
Safety blitzes are so tough to account for in the NFL. Plus, you have guys that weigh about 210 pounds, typically very athletic, great quick pass rushing moves. We're seeing more and more sacks come from the safety position.
Good play that time, but not quite enough. He'll wind up just short of the first.
Pretty good looking play that time on 3rd and long and almost picked up the first down. I like the decision. The quarterback got the ball out. His playmaker was able to make a play, came up just a little short.
Tackled at the 19. They won't huddle here as they try to speed things up. Schaub is under center. They'll come out in the single back formation. First down, 10 to go.
Let's go. Watch the ball.
Schaub drops back on first down. Passes to the end zone. threw it right to him, but he can't hang on. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
Spinner rims for your SUV.
Hold on.
Back to throw. He throws left. There for the catch. Davis picked up 6 for that grab. 4 yards for a first here on 3rd down. Ball on the 13-yard line.
Blue 45. Tiger.
Drops back to pass. Throws a bullet. Jammer knocks it away. And it'll be 4th down following the pass deflection.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
Tries for the end zone. What a catch! Touchdown! Perfect time to go to the air, and they really didn't have much chance of keeping them out of the end zone on that play.
It's not often that a defense looks defenseless, but they certainly did on that play, and let's give a little credit to the offensive line. He had the protection, and that was the difference.
The snap, set down, the kick is up. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. That was a great hit. He wasn't getting away from that one. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. The Chargers use motion.
We got to play. Hey, how you with you? How you go to the other side?
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He fights forward to about the 30. Didn't get much. That'll bring up 2nd down. They line up at the 30.
Game 22 press. Game.
We should just see the quarterback take a knee right here, winding down the rest of this clock. And they will kneel down to try to run out the clock from their own 29-yard line. And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. They take a knee. And this one's over. Our final score is the Chargers 41, the Texans 27.